Outrag shoots, scores! It's the Vaughn Kings, it's the Mississauga Rebels, it's game 2, presented by us two, Sammy Brzezowski and Blake Hanel. It's the Vaughn Kings up by 1 in this series. It's the semifinals. And Blake, what do we have in store for us tonight?
Last night took an L, but tonight I hope the Rebels can bounce back. And I want to see the series knotted up. I'm going to be expecting them to play their best game that we've seen from the playoffs so far.
They may play their best game, and they'll do that by trying to be not their best, but their Betts. It'll be Gavin Betts getting the start over Thomas Lima in this one. It was Betts who carried the Rebels to their sweep over the Junior Canadians. The Vaughn Kings, they decide to keep that tandem going. They put in Joseph D'Angelo, number 35, so he'll try to keep the series rolling. He'll try to make it 2-0 for Vaughn. Now, the goaltenders, they play a big role in this series, so we're seeing 2 new fresh faces, 2 new guys. And now we're talking about that. Let's get 2 new guys to look out for in this game.
Yeah, as much as I want to put Gavin Betts for the Mississauga Rebels, as much as I just want to talk about him as much as I can because I love his play and how important he is to the Rebels, can't do that. We already know we're going to have an eye out him. He's going to be a player to watch for everyone. Everyone's going to be watching Gavin Betts. But today it's going to be Owen McGuckin on that top line who's going to have to answer the call. He's playing with the top boys. He's playing with Cole Zerwowski. I want him to get physical. I want him to get on the score sheet. I want him to finish off some setup passes from Cole Zerwowski. He's a good player. I think Owen McGuckin can do so.
That's right. And for the Vaughn Kings, They got off to a good start. They won the game 6-3. They did it with confidence. They did it in a convincing fashion. And that came from a handful of players. But we were talking about a bit of a dark horse offensive forward in the pregame show last game, weren't we?
Yeah, dark horse. Baby, do you know what magic is? Is that the song how it goes for Katy Perry? Not really sure. But you know who has some magic? That is Joey Capel, the duo partner of Tyler Clark. We talked about him last game. Joey Capel is a very similar player in that respect, except he finishes off the goals that Tyler Clark sets up. So you know what? It's kind of a combination of these 2 players. We talked about them last game. Now we talk about his co-star now. I expect him to finish off all the great passes that Tyler Clark sets up for him.
They are indeed a great 1-2 punch. Now, the Kings, they're looking for not game 1, but game 2's victory. What can they do in order to do that?
Yeah, so they just got to keep swimming. And you know what that means? I don't know if you've seen Finding Dory or Finding Nemo, but it's just sing along, dance around, keep the groove going. That's what they got to do in this one. They have a groove. Why not continue it even more, make it a little bit more steep, and make the steep for the Rebels to crawl back from even more. Also, don't take any bets. Gavin Betts is a really good goaltender, and you know what? He can shut the door on you. Like, simply put, he can shut the door on you. So don't take any bets out there because it's hard to bet on Gavin Betts because he's just one of the best goaltenders, if not the best goaltender in the GTHL. And we talked about just keep swimming, and that also connects to maintaining tempo. Essentially the same thing. I don't want to ask too much of the Vaughn Kings because everything that they did actually exceeded my expectations in Game 1 and also in the series against the Toronto Titans. So it's kind of just repeating the same message here. Keep doing what you're doing. Maintain the tempo. You have the pace. You have the dictation.
And you talked about how the Vaughn Kings exceeded your expectations. The Rebels, they exceeded your expectations against the Junior Canadians. We talked about this before the playoffs even begun. The Junior Canadians were one of your teams that you thought could go very far. The Rebels, they shut them down, but they couldn't shut the Kings down in Game 1. How can they do that today?
Yeah, you know what? They took their first loss of the playoffs last game around, and you know what? That first loss might get you a little skewed in those high-altitude situations when you're in the playoffs. And you don't want to get too angry or angers. Calling out you angers. Don't get too angry. The team can't get too angry. You don't want that out there. That'd be a bad thing for a team to do. Just play with passion, play with poise. You guys will bounce back. However, it's going to have to come at some half-full winners. What does that mean? Positivity. The power of positivity will lead the Rebels to win this Game 2 matchup. Sorry if that jumped the gun a little bit there, but you know what? I'm excited. I want positivity. I'm trying to exhibit it to the Mississauga Rebels here and finally freeze them out. Gavin Betts, he likes to get really aggressive in the net, but hey, maybe just freeze the puck from time to time instead of getting it on your stick and trying to shovel it up the ice. He has done a great job at doing that, but it might bite him. So let's just play safe. Let's be positive. Rebels, you got this.
The Vaughn Kings certainly can jump on those rebounds, so play a little safe. don't get angers. And don't get too angers because we will go right to the ice in just a moment. The site is Iceland Arena for Game 2 between the Vaughn Kings and the Mississauga Rebels, a semifinals matchup in which the Vaughn Kings were victorious in game number 1 as Burlock gets a chance in front on the goaltender, Joseph D'Angelo. It'll be D'Angelo getting the start between the pipes for the Vaughn Kings. And on the other side, it will be Gavin Betts getting the start. So both teams electing to go with their other goalies to try to get that pivotal Game 2 win. Here at the Six Hockey, I'm Sammy Brzezowski, joined alongside Blake Hanlon.
It's a pleasure to be back here in Mississauga at Iceland Sports Arena.
As Malhotra has a chance at Iceland Sports Arena, but it is stopped by Gavin Betts. And now, Blake, before Caleb Malhotra so rudely interrupted you, what are you expecting out of this game?
I'm expecting the Rebels to have a better chance in this one. Not to disrespect Thomas Lima, he put up a good night a couple of nights ago, but Gavin Betts is a difference maker. He is a guy who can lead a team to the finals just with pure goaltending. He is red hot right now. He led the Mississauga Rebels past the Toronto Junior Canadiens. Despite all odds, it came at the hands of him, and I'm expecting him to take up that mantra once again and take on the Vaughn Kings with some extreme force.
He was truly him, as facing extreme force there was Andrew Robinson from the likes of Cole Zerwoski. He got the shot off, though, and it was saved by Betts. Betts covered it, and it'll be a face-off inside the zone. Gaudry wins that one back, but Chavez gets a piece of it. A shot from the point from D'Alessio hits off the pad and goes over to Gaudry. Gaudry elects to just dump it out of the zone as Levy breaks the other way. Levy dumping it in for Capel. Capel gets rubbed against the boards by Bilecki. Bilecki sending it around for Gaudry. Gaudry, he has McGuckin. McGuckin pressured by D'Alessio on the sideboards. They get it back into the zone, but the Rebels eventually dump it out. It's Zerwoski battling against Josh Levy. The Rebels, they keep it in, bringing it in. Shot is stopped by Joseph D'Angelo. His first real action in this game as Capel brings it in now. Capel with it at the top of the circle. He has D'Alessio. He is rubbed against the boards by Hobbs. Hobbs gets it to Zerwoski as Zerwoski dumps it down for Emerton. Emerton being pressured by the Costco man, Thomas Kirkland. Kirkland is unable to get that puck, so it will be the Diorio line on for the Kings looking to get the breakout started. It gets sent over to AD Alessandro Diorio, and he'll carry it into the neutral zone. Dumping it in. It takes an odd bounce off a stanchion, and with it now is Colosimo. Colosimo, he gets pressured now. A chance for the Kings in front. Diorio! And it's Gavin Betts getting a piece of it, and that shot goes just wide as it's dumped down to the zone of the Vaughn Kings. No icing there. Betts already making his mark in this game and in this series.
That is your Sports Center moment there. Gavin Betts set the tone for the Rebels in this one. Across crease, amazing save off of one of the best players in the entire league. This is what I mean when I say Gavin Betts is one of the best players in the entire GTHL.
And he has been on full display in this game as he stops that shot from Emerton. It's Balsamo with it now. Balsamo, he dumps that one into the zone. Burlock is there to help. It's Burlock and Karskadden in the zone for the Rebels. Emerton, he dumps that one in. Karskadden, he gets it over to Balsamo. He's with Woods all alone. Woods! And he is stopped by Joseph D'Angelo. He lost control of that puck and got a shot off. But it was D'Angelo making the pad save, so both goalies already faced with some early adversity and already shutting the door.
Yeah, faced with early adversity, maybe not as spectacular as Betts on the other end, but still a good save nonetheless from D'Angelo. Coughed up the puck a little bit there on the cross creaser, but D'Angelo stayed with the puck and was able to smother it and have a good job to smother the possession and give a breather for himself and his team.
As he smothers that shot there from Burlock into the glove, so it'll be a face-off. We'll run it back as it'll be Karskadden facing off, trying to keep it going for the Vaughn Kings. He wins it back, but Hobbs was unable to control it at the Kings bench. It was 9 against 9 there once again. We've seen Haig and Karskadden face off a lot, and it's been Karskadden who's won a lot of those face-offs. The Kings, they circle back now, trying to get it out of the zone. Bringing it in was Nyman. Nyman brought it in deep, and it's Robinson battling at the blue. Dumping it back down is Jensen Geldart. GG scored a huge goal in the last game. He got the GWG, as we mentioned.
Yeah, GG, got the GWG, a lot of G's out here in the GTHL.
A lot of G's, and we saw a lot of G's in the game. It was a 6-3 effort, so 9 total goals, and with two teams that love to put the puck in the net, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more. Gaudry, one of the men capable for the Rebels at putting the puck in the net, sends it over to Zerwoski. Zerwoski scored one late in that game that almost ignited a comeback for the Rebels. As Zerwoski has it at the top of the circle, he loses it. They cannot keep it in as Capel brings it through the neutral zone across the logo. Zerwoski got a piece of it, so they just dump it in instead. Betts out to play it, and he nearly turns that one over, but it's sent around to the far side boards. With it now is McGuckin. McGuckin elects just to dump that one down nearly the length of the ice, but going very slow, so it will not be an icing. Levy sends that one across the point. Diorio couldn't get a piece on the pass from D'Alessio, and it'll be sent out of play. And it looked like there was a net guard on the ice there, but it'll be a face-off inside the zone.
Yeah, as we got into the playoffs, we've seen a lot more net guards falling on the ice now. Maybe as the season goes on, they get a little bit worn out. The Velcro on them isn't as good as they used to be when the season started.
That's right. They've seen a lot of action. And these teams, they've seen a lot of action, and their goaltenders have seen a lot of actions early in this game. As Emerton has it at the top of the circle, that shot is stopped by Betts.
Some more action for Betts, but he's able to hit cut on that one instead of action and put stoppage in play.
He does put a stoppage in play. We show you that there is 9:45 left in the first, so tons of hockey left to be played between the Vaughn Kings and the Mississauga Rebels here at Iceland Arena. And here at Iceland Arena, Josh Gordon sends that one up the far side as Diorio circles back at the logo. Diorio bringing in the zone, fires it just over the net of Gavin Betts, and it's sent down the ice by the Rebels and by number 68, Colton Woods. They kill a little bit of time, but they send it down the length of the ice, so it'll be an icing, and it'll be the Malhotra and Alexander Haig line brought on. It's Elijah Chavez joining them, and Chavez, he had himself quite the game one.
Yeah, he really stepped up for his team in that first game of the semifinal round. He had the first goal of the game that really broke the scoring, and also just had a lot of chances up in front. He had a chance to get a hat trick in that game, but just came up short. A lot of opportunities up tight and close on Thomas Lima.
As Karskadin, he tries to cut one towards the net there, but instead he elects to put it up the sideboards. Bilecki, he forechecks for the Rebels, but the Kings, they come out with it. A 3-on-3 opportunity here now for the Kings as Haig has it. Haig, he circles back, dropping it over to Robinson. Robinson gets that one down low for Malhotra. Malhotra centering pass. Haig rips it off the post and just wide. A great opportunity there from Alexander Haig, who has had a great playoff so far in creating opportunities. Malhotra with it now. At the Mississauga logo is Malhotra. He fires that one, but he fires it right at Betts.
Yeah, Betts making a lot of saves. You saw Lima also face a lot of traffic in front and a lot of pucks towards his pads, but Betts is looking a lot more calmer than Lima did. Once again, no disrespect to him, but it's just the difference between goaltending that gives that advantage towards the Mississauga Rebels. A nice block there as well. You saw Owen McGuckin going down. He's feeling it.
Yeah, feeling it off the shot of Andrew Robinson. AR absolutely can let those ones fly. He tried to put that one down low just to get one in traffic, but it was Owen McGuckin wearing that for the team. As bringing it back was Zerwoski. He does that coveted spinorama and tries to get it around a lane. He does, but it's Chavez going in to help. Chavez dumps it in. Betts out to play. Betts, he loses that one in front, and Chavez nearly picks up his second goal of the series as it's sent around the corner to Zerwoski. Zerwoski down low in his own zone, sends it past the stick of Colosimo. With it now are the Rebels, and with it is Balsamo. Balsamo, he dumps it into the zone, and now this time it's D'Angelo out to play. He doesn't have any errors there. He sends it over to D'Alessio Capel. He puts it across his own zone. The Vaughn Kings looking to load up, get a forecheck started. They're unable to do so as it's intercepted by Kruger in the neutral zone. Once again, D'Angelo out to play. This time he does turn it over. A chance in front, nets off, and there will be a whistle. Once again, the net does come off its pegs.
Hey, it does come off its pegs, but you know what? Maybe it wasn't D'Angelo intentionally doing that, but that's an opportunity that the Rebels had there, and unlikely D'Angelo still makes the save, but still something to look out for that along the skates, along the boards there, that he doesn't bump the post again. Maybe the referee's got to have a talk with him.
That's right, and both goalies turning it over in dangerous situations there. We saw Elijah Chavez. He almost put that one behind the net. He almost picked up the first goal once again in this one. Remember, he picked up the first goal in Game 1. And D'Angelo, he almost loses it himself, but the net comes to his aid as it's sent around over to AB, Alexander Bilecki. Bilecki, he can't get that one down low for Balsamo, so Balsamo will regroup in his own zone. Tully getting it over to Kruger. He loses it. A neutral zone deke, and it's Tyler Clark crushed by the likes of Alexander Bilecki. Bilecki, we talked about him being a big boy in Game 1, and he lays the body. And Diorio trying to answer for that hit. Nothing really doing there as the Rebels really ramping up the physicality.
He snapped him like a Rice Krispie right there. Snap, crackle, and pop. Bilecki stepping up, setting the tone physically for the Mississauga Rebels.
Yeah, and if that doesn't set the tone, I don't know what will. So we'll see if the physicality ramps up even more in this one as Malhotra has it now. Malhotra has Geldart in front, but he can't find that pass through in traffic. He has it once again behind the net. A nice nifty move gets him possession with it at the dot now. Throwing it over to Jake Power, but that is intercepted by the Rebels, and they'll break the other way. With it now are the Rebels dumping it into the zone onto the net of D'Angelo. D'Angelo will cover it. Burlock spraying him just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit there. You saw him flinch a bit. You don't like getting a lot of snow up there. I certainly didn't like it. I'm surprised D'Angelo has a better tendency not to give a shot afterwards, because certainly I would in my prime, but that's why I never really got to these levels, because you have to have good composure in between the net.
Well, if you got to higher levels, you wouldn't be here with me at the 6 hockey, and we would all be missing out as Emerton. He gets that one across point to point. He gets back possession of it once again. Carrying it into the zone is Emerton. He throws that one across, but it will be deemed offside. It was Power who was not quite in the zone on that pass.
Yeah, he didn't quite get into there just in time. The referee made the right call there, treating it down, just saying, hey, let's have a face-off just below the blue line.
And just below the blue line are the Vaughn Kings as Emerton doves it onto the net of Gavin Betts. Going to play it was McGuckin, but the Kings, they keep it in. Power gets that one down low for Elaine. With it now is Chavez getting it over to Emerton. Emerton shot stopped by Betts. Betts just has this ability to put himself in the right position, make every save look simple.
A puck magnet for sure, and we saw earlier on in the game a puck magnet was Owen McGuckin blocking that shot. It's good to see him back out there. I saw him on the bench go to the locker room and get some treatment on there, just making sure that it's just probably nothing, maybe just a bone bruise at the very least. But good to see him back out there competing on the ice there.
And competing in front was Chavez, but Chavez couldn't get the pass off his stick in time, couldn't get a shot onto the likes of Gavin Betts. And a nice knockdown there from Owen McGuckin behind the net, but it's the Kings who come up with the puck. It's sent over to Joey Capel. Capel gets that one by Hobbs. Going to play it is Gaudry. He gets it over to Gordon. Gordon trying to get it out of the zone. He does. Elaine couldn't keep that one in. It's sent to the blue line of the Vaughn Kings. They go point to point there. It's Nyman with it. Zach Nyman. Zach Nyman gets that one to the blue line. He goes in to rush for the Vaughn Kings. He's knocked down behind the play, and that will likely be an interference penalty. We'll see who's assessed with the minor, and I believe it'll be number 13, Matthew Hobbs.
Yeah, Matthew Hobbs, he likes to step up and throw the body a little bit, but right there it wasn't the right time to do that, and now it will be costly for him, as now the Rebels are facing their first penalty kill, and the Kings have a good opportunity to show how good they are on the power play right now.
As Brandon gets that one over to the side, finds Robinson. Robinson circling back. He finds Nyman. Nyman across now. Back to Nyman. Nyman waits, fires, and it just misses the stick of a down low Andrew Robinson. Robinson, he finds Brandon. Brandon across after the pass from Nyman, but that is no good. We'll see if they try to use both sides, try to find Alessandro Diorio on the shot. Diorio, he gets that one over to Brandon. Brandon, he has it down low. He's battled by Colosimo. Colosimo, he loses the puck to Chavez. Diorio, Nyman. Nyman has Robinson and Diorio. He elects to throw it to Robinson. Robinson back to Brandon. Over to Nyman. Nyman, Diorio. Over to Brandon, but that pass is awry, and Karskadden, he gets the puck out of play.
Yeah, he does get the puck out of play there. Karskadden really showed some offensive prowess in the first round of the series, but right now on the penalty kill in both games, he's been able to clear the puck and play a nice defensive mindset for the Rebels and has helped them kill off some crucial penalties.
Meanwhile, Malhotra breaks in. Shot goes just over the net of Gavin Betts, but he retains possession down low. With it now are the Kings, and it's Clarence Elaine. He gets it for Malhotra down low in the zone. D'Alessio, he gets it to Emerton. Emerton with the top of the circle. Back to Michael D'Alessio. D'Alessio's shot is blocked in traffic. Across over to Emerton from Haig, and rebound in front is stopped by Betts. It was a weird bounce there that led to a Clarence Lane opportunity. Elaine was unable to find Twine, but he does get a face-off inside the zone once again. So it'll be the Elaine Malhotra Haig line staying out here with D'Alessio and Emerton. It's Karskadden against Malhotra, and it's Haig who comes up with it. The Kings win the faceoff. Haig gets it back from D'Alessio, sends it right back to MD. Emerton now, shot, tip in front, and a nice nifty play. Smart play there from Emerton to try to get it on the stick of Caleb Malhotra to deflect one onto the net.
Guys like Malhotra and Clarence Elaine are dangerous in front. They're tall, they're strong, and they're able to really body guys in front and get that net front presence. So it's definitely a smart move to have on there, but it's really hard to also beat Gavin Betts.
It is very hard, as we've already seen that proven in this one. They have been unable to beat them despite the overwhelming offensive pressure, as it's Malhotra carrying it in. He whiffs on that shot, but Karskadden, he gets a piece of it anyway. Malhotra with it. He finds Nyman in front. That's stopped by Betts. Rebound Elaine. He can't get that one to go. McGuckin battling against the other 14 Nyman in the corner. Going to help is Haig, and this Malhotra line has been on for quite some time. As with it now is Nyman at the point. Nyman over to D'Alessio. D'Alessio shot, and it tips off a stick of Matthew Hobbs and goes out of play.
Yeah, just tipped out there. It's also bigger ice out here on the ice, so there's more opportunities for the puck to reach a stick out there because there's just more surface area, more time for the puck to travel. So we'll see if that prevails later on in this game. But there's been a lot of stoppages from there.
That's right, and a chance here for Brandon in front now, but he is tied away by Bilecki. Bilecki, he gets this one over. Now a chance coming up for Clark. Clark is knocked over once again by Bilecki. Boy, Bilecki has had Clark's number as Diorio. He gets it over to the side. A rebound opportunity there is thwarted away by the pad of Gavin Betts. He does a good job controlling the opportunities as Young, way out of his net to play it, wraps it around for Clark. Clark unable to get it in time, and down low is Kirkland. Kirkland, he has it in the corner. Kirkland gets that one past Kruger to Bilecki. Bilecki, point to point. Now a chance here emerging for Gage Brandon. Gage Brandon all alone. Shot stopped by Gavin Betts. It was Bilecki on the defense there trying to get back. A great shot opportunity from Gage Brandon, but the blocker of Gavin Betts once again stops a Vaughn King breakaway.
Yeah, and Brandon was out there for a long time, as you see him changing off now. So he was a bit out of gas there. He was unable to turn on the jets a little bit because he already used them all up on that shift, so he wasn't able to break free as fast as he normally would.
As turning it over was the defense and goaltender, Joseph D'Angelo. I was almost going to say Joseph Young, but that is Justin Young, the Game 1 goaltender that got the win and got the first win of this series.
Yeah, it's really hard when both goalies are named Jay for first names.
As the net comes off, you could hear Blake's excitement on that chance, but nothing doing there as it goes out of play. And I can tell you, folks, there is not 31:54 left in this period.
I don't think that's possible, Sammy.
I will attest to that. It is not possible. It is likely just a lot less than that. It is likely 1:54 left in this period, perhaps just a mix-up. As bringing it in is Diorio. Diorio's shot is blocked by Matthews Hobbs, but it was unable to get it passed over to Malhotra anyway. We see Malhotra with Diorio now. They do this a lot in the late edges of the period to try to get something going. Diorio fights off of Hobbs there, and he gets it down low. D'Alessio, he backtracks with McGuckin, and the other 14 comes in to help. It's Nyman. Nyman and McGuckin in the corner. It's DeLessio who comes up with it. He bounces that one, and a tip in front, scores! A shot from the point from the stick of Josh Gordon, and it's Cole Zerwoski who picks up the buzzer beater. And a Cole Zerwoski goal ends the first period. We'll jump right in to the second. It's 1-0 here for the Mississauga Rebels. Blake, what did you see from that Cole Zerwoski goal?
Hand-eye coordination from number 67. He has an eagle eye out there, and he was able to pick that puck down, tip it, and get it past the Vaughn Kings. And now they're up 1-0. They have confidence, and they have confidence heading into the second period, and that's always crucial. End a period off with a goal because it kind of sets momentum and also allows the Vaughn Kings to maybe go back to the bench, or allows the opposing team, and in any situation, to go back a little bit down.
As Nyman cuts towards the net, Nyman fires that one, and it's tipped away by Tully. But there's a Zerwoski chance that was tipped by Gordon. The Gordon shot on net looked pretty innocent. It just looked like he was trying to dribble out the period, throw it on net. But Zerwoski, all alone, really had the ability to redirect that shot, get that one by Joseph D'Angelo, and D'Angelo allows his first goal of the series.
Yeah, just kind of shooting for the sake of shooting at the end of the period there. But sometimes dumb luck finds your way, and it found the stick of Cole Zerwoski as he is finally on the board for the first time in a while. I don't think he scored last game, did he?
Cole Zerwoski?
Yeah.
Cole Zerwoski did score last game.
My apologies to Cole Zerwoski, but you're on the board for this game of the series. I was just kind of expecting more because he's such a good player, but now I think he's finally getting going. He's got 2 goals in his last couple of games there after the correction from Sammy Brzezowski. My analysis wasn't the best there, but Zerwoski's bringing his best on the ice now.
To give you credit where credit was due, it was Justin Young stonewalling him a couple times, but he finally got one, but it was too little too late. He picked up that third goal that we all know didn't really amount to much as they were unable to get any goals further than that as Bilecki has it down low. Bilecki was also a force for this team as some commotion in front of the net, but nothing doing from the referee's arms. Taking it in is Gaudry. Gaudry cutting towards the net. He throws that back, and now a ref's arm is up, so we'll see what the call is here. Zerwoski throws that one onto the net. Clark, he takes somebody down, and this might be 2, Blake.
Yeah, it looks like it might be 2 on the play here. We'll see who is giving it out here, but I think it'll be 2 Kings going to the box.
It will be 2 Kings indeed. It will most certainly be number 36, Tyler Clark, and it'll be number 17, Alessandro Diorio, and they'll both be going for a tripping minor and a 5-on-3 opportunity here for the Mississauga Rebels. This could be a turning point in this game.
Yeah, and you know what? It's always kind of even worse when you lose your best player out there on the ice, because Alessandro Diorio, even though he doesn't play the best penalty killer, he's not the best penalty killer, he's still just a presence out there.
As Zerwoski a presence, he fires that one, and it rings off the post as Bilecki, he picks up the rebound, a chance to make it 2-0, pick up his 3rd goal of the series, 2nd goal of this game as Bilecki fires one, rebound pops out over to Zerwoski. So they're playing a little bit of back and forth as McGuckin gets that one. Over to Zerwoski, back to McGuckin. Bilecki in front now. Bilecki's shot. He takes down a man at the circle, and Bilecki looks like he'll be headed to the box. It might be a 4-on-3 here as the Nines battle against the boards, and it will be a 4-on-3. It will be Bilecki being assessed with the tripping minor as well.
I don't like that call. I think it was just playing the puck, and I don't see the tripping on that. I can see why they would maybe think it was tripping, but that's something that a casual fan would call on that one. But the referee has to have a better sense of this game right now. It's playoffs. You don't call those cheap ones that you call early in the season, early in September and November and October. You have to call the ones that are meant for hockey and meant for penalties. But now we have 4-on-3 open ice as we're on bigger ice here in Mississauga.
Yeah, it's a 5-on-3 is thwarted by the whistle of the referee, a collision behind the net. This time, the ref has no arm up. I know I said that before, but this time there's no delayed call as Zerwoski tries to get a delayed pass over to Karskadden. But Karskadden, he wasn't able to receive that one. It was intercepted in the neutral zone. Tully bringing it in now. Tully, he fires that one down low for Zerwoski. Zerwoski and Colosimo, they sandwich together to get the puck away from Nyman. Zerwoski cutting towards the net, coming around Haig, but it's tipped away by the Vaughn Kings. Colosimo, he gets this one down low for Cole Zerwoski. Back to Colosimo. Over to Tully. Cam Tully to Zerwoski. Zerwoski, shot, fires it, and he fires it wide around the net of D'Angelo. Karskadden, back to Tully. Tully, over to Colosimo. Shot there from the point is stopped, and it is hounded by Joseph D'Angelo. Just 9 seconds left in the 5-on-3 for the Mississauga Rebels, and then they will soon be on the PK for just about 40 seconds if no goal is scored. It'll be Bilecki, one of their better defenders in the box. As now it is Hobbs with it. Hobbs cutting towards the net. Hobbs, backhand. His opportunity just went wide as it's D'Alessio. The white cage comes up the ice. He dribbles it out so that the Vaughn Kings can now go on the power play. It's Michael D'Alessio with it. D'Alessio behind the net. He has Diorio. He throws it over to Nyman instead. He throws it back to D'Alessio. Malhotra. Nyman. Nyman with it at the blue. He throws it back to Malhotra. Malhotra pass across is intercepted by Karskadden. Sent back over to Nyman. To D'Alessio. D'Alessio shot just goes wide of the net. Malhotra is able to keep it in. He gets it over to Nyman. Nyman shot through traffic, tipped in front by Clark, but it didn't get by. It went just wide. A centering pass opportunity is swallowed up, and fellas, we are back to even strength.
Even strength. And one thing I wanted to point out on the Vaughn Kings penalty kill when they were down to both 5-on-3 and 4-on-3, they were looking a little bit vulnerable on the PK because they don't take many penalties from time to time. So it's definitely uncharted territory, and they're not really used to being put on the penalty kill, let alone 5-on-3 and 4-on-3. So the Rebels were almost about to strike on that one. I sensed a goal coming, but a good job from the Vaughn Kings to hold on and play well in front of their goaltender.
Yeah, a good job to draw the penalty as well to make it a lot easier. Only be one man down instead. As the Rebels, they break the other way now. They dump it back into the zone. It's Balsamo and Kruger going to help. It was nothing really doing there as Nyman will try to bring it into the zone of the Rebels. Nyman cutting towards the blue, but he will be assessed with the offside charge, and both teams will get some new personnel out on the ice. It'll be Diorio taking the face-off against Gaudry. We'll see who wins this one, and it will be Gaudry winning it back to McGuckin. McGuckin found the stick of Gordon as they'll start the rush now. Gaudry, he hits it over to McGuckin. McGuckin shot, rebound in front, scores! Cole Zerwoski picks up his second of the game. It's 2-0 for the Rebels.
And he points it to the crowd and says, "Do you want some more?" to the Mississauga faithful as they clap on towards their Rebels superstar. Good job there from Cole Zerwoski to set the tone in the second period. He's got 2 goals now in this game.
He does have 2 goals in this game off a great opportunity from Owen McGuckin. We saw Owen McGuckin shoot that one against the pad of Joseph D'Angelo. Now, on that opportunity, do you think Owen McGuckin was going for the goal, or do you think that was set up?
Shoot for rebound right there. It's the hindsight 2020 that Owen McGuckin has, and he is able to get those opportunities for his teammates. Because you know what? Him and Cole Zerwoski have such good chemistry with one another, and they really complement one another's game. And also, good job from McGuckin. He got knocked down earlier in this game, and he's really played even better, upping his game after he got injured.
He has been upping his game, and he's been laying it all around the ice. The chance here now for Karskadden on the backhand, and that is stopped by D'Angelo. D'Angelo has been faced with a lot of traffic so far in this game, and the Kings, they've got to find a way to work around him because they have not done a good job at defending the rush. As Balsamo, he starts another rush for the Rebels. Balsamo, backhand in front, is intercepted by the Kings, and Clark will look to get it out. He does. Pardon me, that was not Clark. That was Haig. As bringing it in now is Kirkland. Kirkland gets his puck stripped away from him as will be sent now away for the Kings. A chance here, developing shot, rebound in front. Malhotra, he can't get a stick on it. It'll be put out of play, and the ref says no. That's an odd call there, as knocked down is Bilecki. A centering pass over to Haig, and now to the point to D'Alessio, but it is Balsamo picking it up. He sends it back over to Tully. Tully will send it out to give everyone a breather.
Everyone a breather, and give yourself a breather as well, Sammy. A lot of bouncing plays around all over the ice. Got to commentate it all because this game is amping up, and it's getting ugly for both these teams. They're up in the physicality, but it's still some good hockey but we might see some more of dirtier plays coming forward.
Yeah, and more physicality. And one of the guys who can bring the physicality is on the ice right now. That's number 73, Christian Colosimo, stands at 6'4", and he's just 2008, 2009. I mean, at 6'4", he's already 4 inches taller than I am, and I'm done growing.
You're done growing. He's even taller than I am just by an inch. And you know what? That's just to show. That just shows that maybe he's not even done growing. He's still 16. He'll stop growing at 18. Maybe he'll get to that Zdeno Chara mark one day.
Potentially, and that kind of size, he uses it effectively in the corners, winning a lot of puck battles.
And I hear the Lakers need a center as well. So if he wants to change up his career a little bit, he could easily go and play basketball.
Yeah, he might have to gain a couple more inches on that, as that puck is inches in from going into the net off the stick of Cole Zerwoski, tipped by Gaudry in front, and it's sent down towards the net of Gavin Betts. Gavin Betts, that's a name we haven't had to say in just a little bit, as he hasn't really faced the same amount of traffic as Joseph DeAngelo has, as Robinson tries to get that traffic up, but it's intercepted by the leg of Nate Burlock. Behind the net now with it, Chavez was trying to get it in front to Capel, but Zerwoski, he intercepted it. It's sent down towards the blue. The Rebels making some line changes as Robinson brings it in. He throws it over to Chavez. Chavez shot is wide, and it's kept in by Emerton. Emerton getting that one down low for Elaine. Elaine around Karskadin. Elaine with it behind the net. He circles back over to the near side. Elaine going for the wraparound, but his stick is tied up with Karskadin. Nothing doing there. Elaine will go for the change as Brandon got that one in deep. It's Hobbs, Chavez, Brandon, and Tully, and Burlock behind the net. As finally Chavez who comes up with it. Shot from the point just goes over the glove of Gavin Betts. Diorio kind of put a knuckle puck on that one.
Yeah, a little bit of a knuckle puck from Diorio. He's used to just ripping that one, ripping that cylinder towards Gavin Betts with fury and speed. But that time it was looking like R.A. Dickey, Tim Wakefield, Stephen Wright, Phil Necro, the Necro brothers. You can say whoever you want, but it definitely was a little bit more on the baseball side of things.
Yeah, and perhaps Blake missing an opportunity for calling baseball with his level of skill in all sports. Just a jack of all trades, as Diorio, who has been described as a jack of all trades on the ice. His shot is blocked and put out of play. So we face off back in the zone of the Rebels, and it'll be Brandon and Clark coming on with Nyman, Emerton, and Diorio. Diorio will be down low for the Kings, looking for this overload opportunity. Brandon, he tries to win that one back to Emerton. Shot is stopped by Betts. Down to play it is Diorio. Diorio, he tries to get it to Clark behind the net. He's battled by Bilecki. Clark with it. He gets it over to Nyman. Nyman, Emerton, and Emerton misses that one. It's now a one-on-one opportunity. Here is unfolding a pass in front to Bilecki, and it's Clark who just slows him down in time. Behind the net now with it is Cole Zerwoski. Zerwoski being battled in the corner. Some pushing and shoving going on with McGuckin and Diorio. And Zerwoski, a nice move to create a chance towards the net. Zerwoski against Diorio. And this time it's Diorio coming up with it. No hold on that play, says the referee. Some good hockey, some good battling as it's dumped back into the Kings zone. The Kings starting the rush. Get it over to Nyman. Nyman using his speed to try to bring it in, but that's intercepted by Gaudry. Now Brandon bringing it in for the Kings. Brandon gets that one across. Shot there from Diorio is stopped.
You saw the two superstars going at one another, Diorio and Zerwoski. I am surprised to see that Zerwoski did not get a penalty on that one. With the eyes on you, being a superstar, you have the referees looking all over, you get the fans all over looking at you, and he was certainly holding on to Diorio there, but Zerwoski was also just playing very, very aggressive, and I like that, but you have to also stay disciplined when you're doing plays like those.
Yeah, so the ref deemed he did stay disciplined, but you and I both had an inkling that could have been called, and we've seen definitely lesser things called. But despite that, the show must go on, says the referee, as Colton Woods takes it out of the zone. He flips it up high, and that will be Karskadin approaching the corner. Burlock gets it now. Burlock loses it as quick as he gets it, as bringing it in out of the zone will be D'Alessio. D'Alessio cutting towards the middle. He loses it at the hash marks. Traffic in front, and it's kept in by the Vaughn Kings, as there will be a whistle here. And I believe it was a high stick or a net coming off, as it will be a face-off outside the zone.
Yeah, it might have been the net, might have been the stick. We didn't really get to see an opportunity of what happened there. If it did happen, it wasn't all too clear, but the referee saw it. He's got a better eye than us out there most of the time.
Most of the time he does. I like the bit of a clarification there from Blake Hanlon as we saw a collision there on the sideboards. Out to play it once again is Joseph D'Angelo, and the goalies they've been wanting to join the rush here in this game. We've seen Betts out a couple times. We've seen D'Angelo up a plethora of times as Brandon dumps that one in. No one's really there to receive. Capel goes to play it, and he does eventually get it over to Chavez. A shot from the point from D'Alessio is just wide. Capel, he knocks that one down for Brandon. At the circle now with it are the Kings and our Chavez, as Chavez shot is just wide of the stick of Capel, and a whistle here. 3 minutes, 21 seconds to go.
Yeah, that time it was the net coming dislodged. You saw the referee skating over, and he's fixing the net still. Once again, bet the over as always, folks. Here at the Six Hockey, you want safe betting, but also proper betting, as well as, once again, the net gets dislodged in front or behind Gavin Betts.
Yeah, proper bets, if you will. I was hoping you would make that joke.
Hey, I guess I laid it up for you. I didn't even think about it that way, even though I made a joke earlier about Betts. He has the right bets, and you can bet on him to have a good game as well if you want.
And he has had a good game so far, currently holding the 0-goal statistic. I won't say exactly what that's called because we all know that that is a jinx. As Haig, he turns it around. He gets it over to Nyman. Nyman back to Robinson. Over to the side, over to Diorio, but his shot is stopped.
Yeah, and the webbing of Betts' glove, way to stick it out there and make a nice save. Betts is just, if I were to have a goalie like Betts on my team, whether I'm a coach, a player, but if he's just behind me and he's leading my team in between the pipes, I have pure and utter confidence, and he plays with confidence. Every time a puck's thrown in net there, I know that there's a chance that Betts is able to stop it. He won't be 100% all the time, but it'll be darn close to 100%.
As Malhotra gets it over for Robinson, and Robinson working 100% harder on the corner against Owen McGuckin, and McGuckin can't get it out. It's Malhotra who keeps it in. He gloves it down, and Tully, he couldn't get a piece of it either. Malhotra in the corner, you can see he's tired from this shift, but he stays on. Alexander Haig turning around. He throws it in the corner for Malhotra behind the net. Malhotra, he has Diorio. He elects to turn it around the other way instead. Diorio, he goes up to help. Diorio with it at the far hash marks. Diorio cutting across the middle. Diorio getting that one across, but that is intercepted by Zerwoski et al. And they dump it back in. That's Bilecki. Bilecki has McGuckin, but that pass is no good. Alexander Haig intercepts that one. Blows by Burlock and blows by a couple Rebels to get that one in down low. The camera having a little bit of fun tic-tac-toe pinging and ponging as the puck has been in the neutral zone. Getting it in now is Burlock. Burlock dumps that one in for Woods. Woods out to play. He's fighting against Robinson, but it's the Kings this time that lose it in the corner. Burlock with it behind the net. He gets it over for Karskadin. Karskadin in the corner, fighting off Elaine. Elaine wins the battle. Elaine pressured by Woods, and a kerfuffle on the sideboards, and it finally drips out there for the Kings. But Matthew Hobbs, he has other plans. He dumps it right back into the zone behind the net of Joseph D'Angelo. Nyman, he decides to do the same, except on the other side as Clark cuts towards the net. Clark, bringing it behind the net of Betts, is being battled in the corner. He gets knocked around by Hobbs, but it's the Kings that come up with it. It's Kirkland now. He intercepts that pass, and it gets sent back over to D'Alessio. D'Alessio dumps it in for Gavin Betts to play it. Betts coming out of his net once again. Clark couldn't get a piece of the Betts pass, but it is the Kings that slightly retain possession. A shot, a crossover to Malhotra from Chavez is nearly put in behind the net. Nearly the lead was cut to 1. Gavin Betts, you think he's got to be careful to come out of his net?
I mean, we saw in the first round, he came out of his net a lot against the Toronto Junior Canadiens. And you know what? I was expecting it, and I'm okay with it because he's that good. I have pure and utter confidence in him. On the other side, Joseph D'Angelo, we're seeing a different side of him. He's coming out of his net a lot more than he usually does. But for Betts, it's kind of safe for him because he likes to do it. He does in the past. It's something you expect. I'm sure it's something the coach expects and has grown accustomed to, a part of his game.
Perhaps he feels pressured to come out of the net because of Betts, and perhaps he feels like that's the pace of the way the game has been unfolding.
Absolutely. There is the pace of the game, and you know what? He does like to get involved in the play. He likes to help out his defenseman. He also likes to sometimes pass the puck up the ice to find his forwards off the rush. He likes to be involved. That's how excellent he is at the game. He's able to do things other than just tend the goal.
Excellent indeed, and he's been excellent through 2. Diorio set to take the face-off against Karskadden. The Rebels win the face-off as they are winning this game. The third period now underway. The Vaughn Kings only 1 period left to go for them to score 2+ goals for them to come back and avoid losing their first playoff game of the playoffs. And this is Sammy Brzozowski, joined alongside Blake Hanlon at the 6 Hockey.
Yeah, the Vaughn Kings dealt the Rebels their first loss of the playoffs last game, and now it looks like the Rebels are able to potentially do the same towards the Vaughn Kings this way. And I also want to point out that last period by the Mississauga Rebels against the Vaughn Kings, that is the first time I've seen in a while where the Vaughn Kings were beat that badly in a 15-minute time frame in 1 period. They did phenomenal against the Vaughn Kings, the Rebels, that is. They did great. Betts was on his best game. Zerwowski was playing phenomenal. Karskadden was killing penalties. Great defense, great play from all around, and they're set up to potentially win this game.
That's right, and rarely do the Vaughn Kings not look like the better team on the ice. But the man between the pipes, Gavin Betts, has allowed the Rebels to look like the better team this whole night as that's dumped out of the zone by the Rebels. It'll be Nyman going back to retreat and Zerwowski, attacking him.
We saw them going at it later on in the second period, but earlier on in this game. So maybe the two superstars building a bit of a rivalry in this 5-game series.
That's right. We've seen them go head-to-head a couple times. We've seen them on the face-off a little bit, and so on some rushes. I think both of them know they will be going high in the OHL priority selection draft, so both of them maybe with a little bit of a target on their back from the other, as it's D'Alessio trying to get it out of the zone. He does, but it's Hobbs who recovers it.
Yeah, Hobbs recovers it well there. Great job from Hobbs in this entire game. He's been really pressing and stepping up to get those interceptions and also just to put a body on Vaughn Kings players.
And what a body that is. He's a big guy. We've talked about how Colosimo is big. Michael D'Alessio is big as well. So maybe it's a thing that runs in the number 73 family.
Potentially, you are right. A lot of the defensemen on the back end do have big bodies, but maybe it is hereditary to the number 73.
And both number 73s have been felt in this series, their presence being known as it's taken around the net. With it now is number 19, Marcus Chiella. It's dumped down to the zone, and it's dumped down all the way, so it'll be an icing.
Yeah, an icing, and it'll be Gavin Betts having to step up once again. Again, confidence is what you can bet on, and that's what Gavin Betts bets on himself every single game, and he's done very well after a lot of Vaughn Kings face-offs in the defensive zone of the Rebels, as they'll have another one right here.
Yeah, that's right. As a chance quickly emerged there, but it will be called an icing. Colton Woods had the opportunity to get one going, but it was just sent down a little bit too far. Malhotra, he wins the face-off back, but Burlock in to help for the Rebels as it's sent down the length of the ice. Nyman elects not to play that puck and allows Emerton to play it instead. Nyman goes to cover Burlock. And the Rebels, they keep it in the zone. A shot from the point is tipped away. Another one attempted there by Karskadden. And now the Vaughn Kings break the other way. It's 4-on-2. Diorio with it now. Gets that one across, but over the stick of Alexander Haig. And the other number 9, he goes out to play it, but it's taken away by Malhotra. With it now is Alessandro Diorio, and that shot is stopped by Betts.
Nice stop there from Betts, stopping one of the best players in the entire GTHL. Not once, twice, 3 times, but it seems like 4 or 5 times. Betts is really stepping up against the top talent of the Vaughn Kings. Not just Diorio, but just many, many players on this Vaughn Kings team who are trying to find some sort of twine past number 43.
And they have not been able to do yet so, but maybe it will all begin here as 9-7 lines up against 6-7. That's Elaine winning the face-off to Emerton. Emerton shot. Rebound in front over to Capel. Capel couldn't get his stick on it in time. Power with it at the point. He rips that one just wide of the net of Gavin Betts. A battle at the boards now, and it's kept in. With it now is Elaine. Elaine. He has Emerton. Emerton's shot is way wide of the net, and it rips around all the way back to the zone of the Vaughn Kings. It'll be Power going to retreat. Jake P. throws it around over. It hits off the stick of Gaudry. Gaudry tries to get it down low, but he was unsuccessful in doing so. Hobbs, he gets that one across as it's in his own zone now as Gordon, he loses the puck on the side momentarily, but gets it back to the Rebels. A toe drag opportunity here. A shot from McGuckin is stopped by Joseph D'Angelo, and the Rebels, they're really pushing on.
Yeah, they are pushing on, and McGuckin is leading the way there on that nice opportunity. He has been a heart and soul factor for them in this game. Nice nifty move, trying to craft up something, but it's D'Angelo stepping up and shutting him down, though.
D'Angelo has stepped up despite allowing the 2 goals. He's kept it from being 3 and even 4-0 at times as it's dumped into the zone of the Rebels. The Vaughn Kings still looking to get that first goal of the game. They got 6 in the other one, have been unable to get one in this game. So maybe some goal dispersion would be successful for them as Nyman. He circles around his own blue and he loses the puck. A weird reaction there from number 19, Marcus Chiella, and he doesn't elect to play it. As now Tyler Clark is knocked down by Colosimo, and that will be a penalty on the play. It'll be a hooking for the big man.
I think that's just playing the puck, unfortunately. Again, I might be on the referees a little bit too much this game, and you may call me biased towards the Rebels, but I swear I'm not. I think it's just an opportunity or a circumstance where Colosimo is just a lot taller than Tyler Clark, and just his fear of body on him and the fact that his stick was maybe in a unpromptu area makes it look like a hook or some sort of penalty on the play there. But either way, the Rebels have to respond very well here to stop the Vaughn Kings from getting a power play goal.
As they have 2 major chances from the stick of Malhotra and Haig. And Blake, I don't blame you for being unbelieving in that penalty, but we were both kind of focused on the reaction of Marcus Chiella, who had quite an opportunity set a line for himself, but I think he thought he was offside.
Offside or something, but you don't play until the whistle's dead, and he should have done that there. He would have had an opportunity to get another goal for the Rebels, but again, a weird reaction from him. I'm sure he will look back on that with some negative thoughts.
As it will be Malhotra in the corner battling to get it over to Haig. That's intercepted by Zerwowski. Zerwowski with a chance now. He has Emerton trailing. Shot is just off the blocker of Joseph D'Angelo and around the boards. And now the Kings will come back the other way. Trying to bring it in was D'Alessio. He lost it. Malhotra, he got the rebound. Malhotra centering pass over to Diorio. Doesn't get through. D'Alessio loses it, and that is dumped out of play down by the outstretched stick of Zachary Nyman. Nyman gets the puck from his goaltender, Joseph D'Angelo. They play it over to Robinson. Back to Nyman with it. Nyman trying to start the rush. He sends it over to Alessandro Diorio. Diorio, he carries it into the zone. It's quickly intercepted, but sent over to Brandon instead. Brandon with it. He gets that one down low for Chavez. Chavez, he gets it back to Robinson. Robinson to the point with Nyman. Back over to Diorio. Diorio's shot is stopped by Gavin Betts.
Yeah, and he has been phenomenal down the stretch from the start of the game to up to this point right now. Gavin Betts has been one of the key reasons of why the Rebels are here. If Cole Zerwowski wasn't here, maybe it would be 0-0, but Betts would still have the Rebels in this game. Goodness gracious, a two-man duo coming from their superstar on offense and their superstar in between the pipes.
In between the pipes, he has not allowed anything by him in the playoffs so far. In the series so far, as I got a look from my analyst Blake Hanlon there. As it is sent over to Tyler Clark. Tyler Clark can't get the shot off. Levy shoots it, rebound in front. Couldn't be controlled by Joey Capel, and it's sent out of the zone by Kruger. Now the Kings trying to force another play back into the Rebel zone. It's Joey Capel thrown up against the boards by the likes of Matthew Hobbs. As it's turned over behind the net. A chance in front for Capel. It comes out to Malhotra. Malhotra's shot is blocked by a couple bodies in front of the net.
Yeah, and a good clear there from Owen McGuckin to get a fresh set of bodies out on the ice. A lot of skates and bodies out in front there, and Malhotra was unable to wrap that puck by them towards Betts, but a good job there nonetheless to generate an opportunity there. Be in the slot. It's only going to be a matter of time for the Vaughn Kings. He had a better opportunity to get past Betts.
And the Kings are lost that opportunity there, on the power play as a weird bounce pops that one back over to Haig. We're back at even strength, but the Kings operating with a little bit of momentum now as Haig got that one across to Power. The Kings lose it down low, and it's sent down the length of the ice. Will this be called an icing? Yes, it will. It looked like it was a pretty close play. I think both you and I, Blake, thought that perhaps that one would be waved off just because of the Rebels' tenacity to get after it.
Yeah, and you know what? Again, you may say I'm biased again, but that is not an icing on there. But you know what? I'm going to flip the script a little bit. Maybe the referees are a little bit biased, trying to get the Vaughn Kings back in this game and give a little bit of a storybook legend for the favorites of this series.
Perhaps that is
this is speculation. Just allegedly.
Blake just having some fun, poking some fun at the referees. And just to let you know, they are wearing black and white. And what are the Vaughn Kings wearing?
Draw a conspiracy theory. It's not quite the moon landing, but they're trying to get the Vaughn Kings to land another goal in this one, as McGuckin almost got a goal there too.
He did not land on 2 feet there as he was pulled down in front of the net. There was no call. Joseph D'Angelo, he covers that one up. It is the Rebels operating with a little bit of confidence here as Gaudry will take the faceoff and win it back to McGuckin. Colosimo was outside of the zone, so he just threw it back in. Now the Kings running out of time here as bringing it in is Malhotra. Malhotra, he covers it in around and throws it back over to Nyman. Nyman cutting across. Sprawling save made by Betts. A chance in front, and it's lost by the Kings. The Kings, they regain possession as Nyman takes it behind the net. Nyman trying to find Chavez in front as opposed to going around. It's Hobbs battling him in the corner with Zerwoski. It's the Kings coming up with it, but Zerwoski, he gets a piece of it. Zerwoski, he breaks towards the zone now. Zerwoski kind of all alone, and it comes into a chance to him. Zerwoski on the backhand. Robinson, he covered that one. Now in front for number 19, Marcus Chiella, but Chiella is stopped by Joseph D'Angelo. And what a sequence of events. A great save there from Gavin Betts. Goes all the way to a chance, and a great save by Joseph D'Angelo.
Yeah, Gavin Betts has been phenomenal, as I've mentioned multiple times. I won't beat it into the ground, but on the other end, I'll beat this in the ground. Nice save there from Joseph D'Angelo. I wonder what would have happened if Zerwoski's line mates didn't go for the change there. Of course, there was a good opportunity for number 20 Kruger to throw it over to Chiella to get a shot in the slot there. But you know what? If Zerwoski had his boys of McGuckin and Gaudry with him, that could have been a better chance, because you saw Zerwoski was there for alone for a bit. So it's definitely something to think about going forward for the Rebels, to have better thoughts when changing lines.
Yeah, got to make a more efficient line change. As we've seen, sometimes line changes can go a long way, especially on the special teams battle as Josh Gordon is pulled down behind the net. No call there. D'Alessio with it at the point. D'Alessio rips it just wide. Tyler Clark out to get the rebound, and Betts falling down. I think he got clipped by the skate of Tyler Clark. Josh Levy with it now on the sideboards. He is being battled with by a couple Rebels, so going in to help is Tyler Clark. Tyler Clark gets it behind the net, but it's Bilecki who intercepts. He rips it around the far side boards, and it goes all the way down the length of the ice. 5:36 here to go. It's a face-off inside the zone of the Mississauga Rebels.
Hold on tight. This is going to be a roller coaster ending. We'll see if the Rebels can hold on to the victory in this one. But I'm expecting the Vaughn Kings to turn up the gears a little bit and get the roller coaster set in their favor.
And a roller coaster of chances it's been in this third period. As circling it around is Tully. Tully, he turns it over for Elaine. Elaine has it behind the net. He gets it over to Malhotra, who is knocked down. A chance in the corner now for the Kings to regroup is thwarted by number 2, Cameron Tully. Tully is knocked down by Malhotra. No call there as Gordon has it at the side. That is Karskadden. On the sideboards now with it is Malhotra trying to cut through. Malhotra knocked down by Burlock and sent out of play We'll see if it's a face-off inside or outside as the refs will discuss the nature of this face-off. And it looks like it will be inside. It'll be Haig, Diorio, and Chavez once again brought on for the Kings, trying to get something started desperately. And the Rebels, they will match that with the Zerwoski line.
They will match it indeed, and it is Chavez taking the draw. He's really stepped up in this playoff series, and they put him up with the big boys.
As Zerwoski, he flips that one over a big boy of Zach Nyman to get it out of the zone. Gavin Betts out to play. He gets it over to Hobbs. On the sideboard now, a battle is won by Nyman. He gets it over to Haig. Haig bringing it into the zone, and he brings it in offside, says the referee. So some more valuable time killed here by the Rebels, still up by 2 late in this third period.
They do have some time to still capitalize on 2 goals here, but it's got to come now for the Vaughn Kings. It feels weird saying that. It's most of the time I'm saying about their opponents they need to get back in this game against them.
I know, a rare occurrence here. This would be the first game at the 6 hockey that we have called that the Vaughn Kings would go down with a loss. So we'll see if that is a milestone here at the 6 hockey. But Chavez tries to stop that from happening as he throws one on net, tries to get it over to Diorio, but he is not fruitful in his endeavors. Gaudry with it now. Gaudry over to McGuckin. McGuckin shot, scores! Owen McGuckin picks up the 3rd goal of the game for the Rebels, and that might be the dagger.
For Owen McGuckin, hard work pays off. You got beat down in the first period. You work hard. You go back to the bench. And you get some attention. And you know what? You have some good shifts. You treat your boy Cole Zerwoski to some goals, and you get one of your own. Good game from Owen McGuckin. He really deserves that goal. I'm really excited and really proud of him throughout this second game.
And Zerwoski picks up his 3rd point of the game on that one.
Yeah, Cole Zerwoski, third point of the game. He has really stepped up his play. You know what? I said early on, did he score last game? He certainly has scored this game. He's certainly been an impact for the Rebels in this game and has been one of the difference makers for sure in this one.
Zerwoski still currently on a hat trick, meaning he has the 2 goals, looking for that pivotal 3rd as Bilecki gets it around to Cameron Tully. The Rebels probably just going to try to control zone possession now as Gage Brandon is unable to keep it in. So is Clark, as fighting for it was Kirkland, but the Costco man couldn't get it deeper into the zone of the Kings. D'Alessio, he dumps that one over for Elaine. It's Elaine and Brandon fighting with Clark, and Clark, he gets the puck on the sideboards, trying to drop it for Brandon, but nothing doing there as it will be D'Alessio bringing it into the zone by himself. D'Alessio on the near side. Behind that centering pass over to Brandon is no good as Malhotra is out to play. Malhotra with it now, down low. He gets a shot, but it gets blocked there. At the point now with it is D'Alessio. Rebound in front. Backhand is scored! That is number 17, Alessandro Diorio, picking up the rebound after the shot from the point from Michael D'Alessio. D'Alessio picking up yet another assist in this series, and it is quickly 3-1 now. Just 2 goals separating the 2 teams.
Spinning around like a ballerina. Sometimes you're so good you can score without even looking at the puck or the net, and that's Alessandro Diorio. It might be too little too late for him. They still got to get 2 goals to get back in this one. But still, Diorio is trying to get his team to get 2 more goals, and he starts off with one of his own in the 3rd period.
And they have the net empty once again as that shot is sent all the way around, so they'll have to regroup. Malhotra didn't get all of that one, but he'll look to get all of this as he comes into the zone. A traffic jam in front as a shot over onto Betts is saved. He falls over, but he doesn't let that one fall through him.
Yeah, he doesn't let it fall through him. He topples over, but he's not going to let this game topple over and fall down. He has been playing phenomenal, really holding the structure of the Rebels team. He's had help from Zerwoski, McGuckin, Gaudry, Karskadin. As you see, the net is still empty for the Vaughn Kings. He'll have to face 6 Kings out on the ice, but we'll see if he's a true King, trying to stop the Vaughn threshold.
Yes, he will try to stop that indeed, as both teams had some discussions with their coach to see what they could do in order to benefit their games, as Tully has it now behind the net. It's a fight behind, and that is dumped down the length of the ice by Zerwoski. Scores! Cole Zerwoski picks up the hat-trick goal. He makes it 4-1 for the Rebels, and if the 3rd goal wasn't the dagger, that most certainly will be.
3 is the magic number, and Cole Zerwowski has himself a hat trick, and that will certainly put the Kings to rest. The King may be dead, as Kendrick Lamar once said, and maybe the Rebels will look to get past the Kings in the next game, but they're still up 4-1 in this one, and they've got the series knotted up, Sammy.
That's right. The Rebels will have to look to be humble, but they have some ice-cold DNA as they win this game likely. Like I said a couple games ago, barring nothing short of a disaster from the Rebels, but with the likes of Gavin Betts and net, that would be very rare. As McGuckin, he cuts towards the middle, trying to pick up his second of the game, but he elects to just turn that one around. It gets over to Gordon. JG dumps that one off the side near the benches to try to just get it down deep for the Rebels. The Rebels probably will just try to get it out of their zone, bar any injuries or any further goals, as Nyman has it behind the net. Nyman, he has D'Alessio. Nyman, he elects to take it back in the zone on the far side, battled by Burlock. Nyman with it. He has Clark down low now. Nyman, he finally hits a ban, and it's Tyler Clark. Tyler Clark throwing it towards the net. Rebound in front, Joey Capel couldn't put that one by. Malhotra battling in the corner now. Joey Capel goes up to help. JG got knocked down, but it is the Vaughn Kings that will be wasting some valuable time here as Malhotra tries to get that one across. He does eventually get it to Clark. Rebound in front. Nyman and Capel going to get a piece. Another shot there from Malhotra as it'll be Cameron Tully now and Joey Capel knotted up. Nyman cutting towards the middle of the net, throwing it over to the Betts' pad, but Karskadin, he gets the rebound, and it's dumped all the way down the length of the ice as they'll have to turn around. It'll be Michael D'Alessio. D'Alessio, he's coming into the zone now. He crosses the blue, dropping it down, but that pass is intercepted, and going out to play it will be Emerton. And that will likely do it for this one, as we'll see if the Vaughn Kings will go for one last rush. Clark, he dumps that one back. It'll be intercepted, and that will do it for this game. We'll see you in the booth.
All knotted up at 1 as the Mississauga Rebels take this one 4-1 off the hat trick of Cole Zerwowski. Have yourself a night, Cole. I'm Sammy Brzozowski. He's Blake Hanlon. This is the Six Hockey.
This series is knotted up at 1, and I love it. I love when the Rebels are mounting this comeback and mounting a very tough opponent in the Vaughn Kings. And you know what? That's what happens when you start Gavin Betts.
Serving the Vaughn Kings their first loss of the postseason. Of course, facing adversity for the first time will be the Vaughn Kings. And the Vaughn Kings, they weren't the stars in this game. They're not used to that. It was the Mississauga Rebels who were the stars.
Yeah, and that's why they have all of my stars in this one. Cole Zerwowski, 3 goals, 1 assist. He was a part of every single goal out there. That's a superstar right there. And he is my superstar, my number 1 superstar. And that's even saying something because I love Gavin Betts, and that's why he's my number 2 one. A .943 save percentage in this one, only 1 goal given up. He didn't face a lot of traffic, and that's on the defense as well, who really stepped up in this game. And Gavin Betts, you played phenomenal. Welcome to the series, and welcome to Showtime, baby. And also Owen McGuckin, he answered the call, played really good tonight, goal and assist, complimented Cole Zerwowski now. Attaboy.
McGuckin, with the McLuckin. I jumped the gun on my own little pun there, but not jumping the gun was the Mississauga Rebels. The Rebels, they performed in the way that you asked for them to perform. Of course, we just want to see more hockey. We would be delighted if every game and every series goes till the final whistle. Now, Blake, what did the Rebels do that improved their play after game 1?
It started right when the coach announced that Gavin Betts was starting in net tonight. That gave them a whole new level of confidence that they were going to win this game over the Vaughn Kings. Gavin Betts really set the tone for this entire postseason run for them. And when he's in net for them, not opposed to Lima, it just gives them an extra level of security, gives them an extra boost out there. +5, all attributes, and that's what it did.
And the Vaughn Kings, they might have been -5, all attributes. They couldn't replicate their game 1 performance. What happened out there?
They just didn't have their best game, and games like that will happen. I mean, they've been playing well this entire postseason. They've been playing well all regular season. And sometimes you just goof up. Sometimes you just get beat by a very good Mississauga Rebels team. Cole Zerwowski, phenomenal legacy game. Sometimes superstars will be superstars. And tonight, the Vaughn Kings just didn't show up offensively, and they were beat defensively. And that's what led to their loss. But however, do not count them out. Do never count out the Vaughn Kings, because they are one of the best teams in this league, and they can easily win this series still.
They can easily win this series. You heard it here first from Blake Hanlon. This series is now a best of 3. First to win 2 will be headed to the finals. Nice move there from Diorio. Toe drag, shoots, scores!